Hey guys, what is going on? This is DJ Echo of Echo Entertainment, and you are in the element with.
Rosalia.
We will be right back. Guys, welcome back. Welcome back. You are in the element with Rosalia. Rosalia, how are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Uh,
Thank you.
Not a problem. We've done work before. We've
Yes.
done ministry before. This woman right here has a phenomenal voice. She has a heart for ministry. It's been a pleasure working with you
It's,
before, and
it's
thank you
our
for coming.
pleasure. Thank you for
Please,
having us.
thank you for coming out here. So, we're just gonna go right into it, right? That's cool. Right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We got no time. We got to do it. Okay. So, what made you? Well, first of all, let's go back. Let's go way back, way back. When did you start singing?
Well, growing up in the church,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of prepares you, but
Right.
I guess when you have a calling for it, you just start singing,
Okay.
and God leads you in the
Okay.
way, and just singing in the church is
All right.
where my foundation is.
And like, what age do you think you started?
I would say about, as a young girl, I was
Right.
maybe in single digits. I would say.
Gotcha.
Even.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
I was singing since youth,
Right.
throughout my youth and
And this
my
was
adulthood.
all through church. Did you do anything with the schools or anything like that?
Not really through the
No.
school, mostly all in
Oh, in
church.
church. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When did we all know? We know pastors. They automatically want their kids to be in the choir and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So sometimes they'll kind of shove them in there, and sometimes they don't know how to sing. And the parents always like, "Oh my God, your voice is beautiful." When did you realize that you had a voice? Because your voice is one of the most crisp, clear, strong voices
Sure.
out there. So when did it like, wow, I really got a good voice.
I've always sang with my family.
Right.
My family, my brothers and sisters are all in music, in
Right.
the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, you really don't ever own it until you mature, I think. And even though I sang, I knew that I could at least, I wasn't tone deaf.
Gotcha. You can hold the note.
Yeah.
Right.
But I really wasn't confident
Okay.
with it until a few years ago, actually.
Oh wow, only a few
Yeah.
years ago. Okay.
So I became more confident
Okay.
only because I know that this is what I'm called to do, and because I know that this is what God wants me to do. Because I would always compare myself to other people,
Right.
other voices. My voice is always like a kind of low key kind of voice and low tone voice. So I would always, I never felt sufficient. I
Right.
never felt that it was enough until, God showed me
Okay.
that He gave me this voice for a specific time as now to do what I'm doing. And
Okay.
as time goes by, He's the one that,
Oh, amen.
allows us to do everything we
Now,
do.
you said you compared your voice to other voices. Growing up within the church, were there other artists, pastors, preachers? Were there other people that you kind of not mimic their voice, but you kind of gauged your voice to theirs? You know, there are people that you looked up to, influenced the way that you sing, how you sing, things like that.
Well, I have to say, I've never compared myself to people's voices, but to people's style.
Okay.
Or maybe like, there's certain singers that I really enjoy their music because of the style that they have.
Okay.
And there's certain types of music that I enjoy. So
Right.
I would, but I never would say, like, there's a lot of things that I like, but I would never say that I try to mimic this person's
Right,
voice
right,
because I don't think I have a voice like other people.
Gotcha.
No,
Okay.
but I did recognize other talents and was like, wow, I wish I can sing like that. I wish I can go as high as that.
Right.
And that kind of made me insecure in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd you deal with that?
It was really hard because also fear came in. I had a
right.
really battle with fear, and I would battle with being afraid and comparing myself and people pleasing, and it was so much of that. And the only way I knew how to handle that was praying and God, and it's the only way
Definitely,
for me.
definitely.
And
And this was
yeah.
all like this was all in your adulthood, right? This was
Yes,
all like
yes.
not even teen years. This was
No.
right. Okay.
Yeah. You go to churches, you
Yeah.
go to churches, you're in a concert with different singers, amazing singers,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Like, I don't even sing like them.
Exactly.
Meanwhile,
Right.
God is like, this is what you have to do. This is what I called you to do.
Exactly.
For the people that, for my people.
All right. When did was there like a certain like kind of life-changing moment where it was God, you kind of understood God wanted to take your voice and do more than just sing within the church. He wanted you to go out and minister on the streets and go out and minister to the unsaved and the lost. And because we all know, listen, we sing in our church. I've sung in my church. And, people come to the church. Usually those are people that already believe.
Right.
So when was there a moment, was there a day or something that just, where you felt God telling you, okay, now it's time to take it outside the walls?
Well, I think that you get the desire to do it.
Right.
God puts a desire in your heart, and you just know because you start feeling more comfortable, or not even. I don't like to use comfortable, but confident to do it. And so the desire is in your heart, and not only that, but then the doors start to open in that area. So and you realize that whenever He puts, even if it's a small, you have to understand that it's not. Not you. I'm saying we have to understand that it's not all about a huge platform. And that's what I was always looking at, big platform, whatever. And God was showing me, wherever I call you to sing or wherever I call you to minister, that's your platform. That's where you're supposed to be. So I realized that whenever God would give me the opportunity to open a door, that was the door that I had to walk into.
Right. Awesome. Was there like a moment where you were just like, this is where God wants me. This is where I want to be. Like, there, and I've done ministry myself, and there were times where you see people maybe crying their eyes out, or that one person that comes to you say, can you tell me about Jesus? Like, was there one moment where you're like, Lord, this is it. This is what I want to do. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Whenever you are worshiping, as a minister, whenever you're worshiping, the feeling behind that and the feeling afterwards is amazing. It doesn't matter even what we're going through.
Right.
When you're doing it, you just know that's what your calling is. And so when I am ministering to people who need God, like the hunger for God, it's like you can't do enough. You could just be ministering, and then when you're done, you feel like, God, I know there's more. There's that's more awesome. And there's more. And so, like, I love to minister to the people who don't know God, especially. I love to minister, of course, in the church, because you minister. There's a power when you minister and you worship with your brothers and sisters. But there's a difference when you are ministering to people who don't really know God or who need God. It's really crazy, like you said, when you see people crying and you see people into God's presence, and people being healed, and it's amazing. There's no feeling like it.
Amen. Yeah, that's definite. That's definite. To take kind of like you have two daugers.
Two daughters
and
a son.
They are also involved in ministry.
Yes.
How does that feel to know that, that's not something that we hand down, but that God also chose them to go into ministry, and they both do two different things. So how does that feel, knowing that your kids are kind of following in their mom's footsteps?
I mean, I push my daughters to not be my shadow. I push them to do what God's called them to do, and I feel that whatever gift they have is my duty to push them in that direction and to guide them in that direction. And like just today, we were in the car talking, my daughter and I, and she was singing at the church. And when I saw her singing, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that 25-year-old came out of me. Like, it's crazy to see what God does. And, we leave a legacy for our children, but in reality, they surpass us.
Yes.
And that's the amazing thing.
We want that too. We want them to surpass us.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
That's
that's the amazing thing.
Right.
It's an overwhelming feeling, and it humbles you, and you feel like it's only God.
Definitely. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break. And then when we come back, I do want to go into some of your new music that you have coming out, that you're working on. Also, you do have a day job, And I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. So we'll get into that. So stick around, stay with us. Rosalia and I will be right back. See you in a little bit.